And you just listen to a young girl who was saying that the Nigerian community here is totally very angry. Covers all the aspects of various techniques of our journalism.
This was the Ijo country of the Niger Delta of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He went to several schools to make your academic services was at the government college to Delhi.
Go gather, destroy their food. Make cultivated camp and that other camp, some more camp. Don't compensate everybody.
In its key generation sometimes. Today our focus will be on the style of J.P. Clark, a poet and writer, and we shall also be very interested in his point Akmo dancer.
Some lives are meaningful, some are empty. Lives that are meaningful, with too much meaning and riches to offer humankind. Long after some of these earthly adventures and more, one can still find footprints of these big lives on the pavements of our contemporary life.
Good evening, you're welcome to the program Green Planet.
The children actually visit the garden free of charge. So we try to encourage them to see the importance of tree planting, the importance of building a local garden in your area, so that you'll be able to appreciate public gardens actually. And just to balance the ecological aesthetics of the garden, knowing fully well that we have a river flowing across the garden, we had to set up a pond. First, we're using the pond for lilies, varieties, water lilies, and afterwards we realized that we can use it as a fish pond.
Okay.
But the work is still going on, and we have to realize that there was a particular time where the pond was having leaks, so we had to replaster the floor. And you can see that the work is still going on. And as soon as we will be through with this thing, we will decide on whether we will maintain the water lilies or we will set it up as a fish pond. So,
and if you have fish here, do you intend to supply fish to the Limbe community?
That's our hope. That's our wish. That's our wish actually. And
so like-minded people who want Limbe to also have alternatives like fish that is cultivated can also come and support this project.
Exactly. That's what we are trying to do. That's what we are trying to encourage, and it's going to be done in a professional manner.
Okay. The sky is quite big.
I'd like to end this particular side of the garden without highlighting some German relics. It was actually constructed by the Germans actually, and you see an equipment that was being used at the time to pump in water into the pond.
Wow.
And I'm sure it can still be functional if it is being used. It will be very, very functional.
It could even be placed in a museum. What do you think?
Perfectly well. And,
a Botanic Garden Museum.
Botanic Garden Museum. I remember when I was still young, they used to call a place down there Tinti.
Yeah.
It was having a constant flow of water. And those are aspects that when our present engineers can exploit and do something better with it. This is another exciting section of the garden, and I wanted to take you around so that we'll start where the oldest structure is and take you back behind where the oldest plant is. It has been confirmed with science that it's a plant that can live without light for a period of as long as many years you can imagine. And
without light?
Without light. I remember, is it during the First World War, the Second World War, where portions of Germany, if I don't mistake it, was bombed.
Portions of Limbe?
No,
or Germany?
Germany. And they had a structure where they were putting their plants, and they realized that after hundreds of years, this was the only plant that could survive the darkness. So
wow,
we have a strong value for this particular plant.
What a very, very strange plant. It therefore means it reacts differently from ordinary plants or green plants.
Exactly.
It can survive even without photosynthesis.
It can survive even without photosynthesis.
Wow. And what's the name of this plant?
It's cycad.
Edible, is it?
Not really. I don't know, but
it looks like pineapple.
It looks like pineapple.
Well, maybe it's very poisonous.
Sorry.
If we go back to historical imaginations, maybe this food was like something that dinosaurs fed on it, you know. It's quite big.
Great, that's true. Anyway, I don't have any
scientific evidence about it.
But unfortunately, if I had my nature interpreters, I would have been able to give you more information.
Wow.
Another exciting tree in the garden, it's not really the biggest tree, but the most diversified tree. As you can see, you see all sorts of life on the tree. You see varieties of plants living on the tree, and it is called the diversity tree in the garden.
Wow, I see a lot of ferns growing on it.
Yes.
Climbing plants and all this.
Series of climbers, varieties of climbers. You see, yes, ferns and climbers, varieties of climbers.
But now that ferns could be parasites, you don't think they will eventually kill this plant?
No, they will not. When you look at the size of the plant and the size of the fern, then you know that they cannot.
But you check on the amount of ferns or parasites that grow on it from time to time?
Not really. That should be an interesting research. One researcher wanted to do some work on that. But that should be an interesting research to work on.
Okay.
But on the contrary, the plant is growing bigger and bigger. If it was
being threatened.
If it was being threatened, then you will see the. If we had a strangulating tree on it, then we would have been wondering on whether the plant is the main tree is going to live. But this particular tree, they just try to support. More often than not, is for
climbing
for support, not for nutrition, just for support.
Oh, okay. And this is the diversity tree I'm standing under. The administrator told us a couple of seconds back that it's so vital to the ecosystems here because it supports a lot of plants. You have tree climbing plants that actually use it as a support tool to seek light. You have some ferns that grow on it, and it's magical that it's still growing bigger and bigger by the day. And it's also somewhere that when people come, they like to stand under if it's so bright, so that they can shade themselves from the aggressive sun that is pertinent to the tropical rainforest of Cameroon. Thank you very much.
And you just listened to a young girl who was saying that the Nigerian community here is totally very angry. Covers all the aspects of various techniques of our journalism.
Was the Ijo country of the Niger Delta of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
He went to several schools. His major academic genesis was at the government college, Ujeli.
Go gather, destroy their food. With the camp and that other camp, some more camp. No compensate everybody.
In its key generation sometimes. Today our focus will be in the style of J.P. Clark, a poet and writer, and we shall also be very interested in his poem Akmo Dancer.
Some lives are meaningful, some are empty. There are lives that are meaningful, with too much meaning and riches to offer humankind. After some of these earthly adventures and no more, one can still find footprints of these great lives on the pavements of our contemporary life.
Good evening, you're welcome to the program Green Planet.